This might be a terrible idea, but it sounds like this is pretty good, so I'm gonna stop filibustering. I was participating in a weekend program hosted by the Black Yoga Teacher Alliance. BIDA is how they pronounce it. And that was fantastic and incredible. The facilitators for that were Jana Long, Maya Brewer, and Dr. Gail Parker. I might double check that I got all their names right. And it was organized by the Collective in St. Louis, which is a studio of Black yogis who've been meeting for, I guess, a little bit over a year now on the north side of St. Louis, and kind of the Crown Candy area of the city, if you're familiar with it. In any case, it was a really great weekend, and it's just got me thinking a little bit more. I should have been doing homework. Have a couple of more weeks of a graduate program in organizational leadership and learning that I've been working on, and I kind of prioritized participating in this program over working on a group project. So I have a little bit of that to catch up on this evening, but I've just been thinking about sort of what's up next and what I'm doing, and how, my skills and thoughts intersect with like my beliefs and my identity and what's going on in the world. So I wanted to start trying to make some videos. I want to start blogging more as well. I just want to start putting more things out in the world. I think I've been spending a lot of time ruminating on my own, and that's fine, but it's not really helpful to too many other people. I spend a lot of my time, or my professional life, working to see how we can improve the way organizations run, and specifically I do that within an education-focused nonprofit, which is great. It's a national program. We see over 100,000 students every year, so it's not small-scale work that we're doing, but there are so many people out there who are looking to make change in their communities, or within their families, or within their own organizations, people wanting to be better managers and leaders, or to start something, or for folks who've already started something, wanting to be able to tap into some good hard skills to make their organizations run better, to organize their data and things like that, or people who want to feed themselves well, or be able to feed their families well. And I've got this swirling set of skills and interests that range from data management and data visualization and continuous improvement to farming and yoga asana practice and yogic philosophy and astrology and just all of these things, and I'm trying to figure out how to reconcile. So I think the first thing is just to start talking it out and writing it out and see what that shows up as. Something that specifically has been on my mind today that I haven't put a name to, so we'll just kind of see what comes out here, is this idea of leading from a place of influence and not having positional power, not having a title that means that people should listen to you, but just leading by doing what you believe is true, and how fascinating that becomes when we also recognize that sort of we are all an iteration of creative force, and how important it is for everyone to really lean into their dharma, and to listen to each other. One of the participants this weekend had raised a point about, in the Bhagavad Gita, there's a discussion about the caste system. And for those of you who don't have a background with the Bhagavad Gita, that's not necessary for this. The point is that, there is societal oppression. And there's kind of this question of, how do you take ideas away from a tradition that also makes reference to, this type of oppression? What do you do with that? And then also part of his question is, how do you determine what qualifies a tradition to be followed or to be listened to? And I think there is this challenge of, we all have our own version of a creative spark and our own dharmic purpose, our own karmic purpose of what actions we're bringing into the world. But then we also there's this feedback loop where we have to listen and incorporate, what we're receiving as inputs and what we'll actually do with that. So it's an interesting kind of paradox of recognizing that, doing your work and sharing and creating that art is so much a part of your purpose, but that doesn't mean that everything that you say or do is divine truth. It's inspired, but then it goes through these filters where we're all just people and totally fallible. So that's something that's on my mind this afternoon. Probably going to try to make a couple of videos a week, and if I don't feel like making a video, maybe I'll try to make myself write something. I might do a video about just some thoughts on leadership that I put down in a recent blog post that's super short. There's like 7 bullet points of thoughts that I don't have time to develop right now while I'm finishing up grad school. But yeah, if this is something that you thought was interesting, leave a comment, throw some likes in. If there's something that you want to hear about, because I mentioned a bunch of things like continuous improvement and astrology and farming, which maybe aren't similar feeling to you at all, let me know what's actually interesting, because I don't know. I think they're all interesting. But yeah, looking forward to hearing what's on folks' minds, and see you later.